What's going on, guys? This is going to be a tarot reading for all 12 star sign for the new moon into Pisces that happens into 7th of or 17th, excuse me, of March, and it's that period covers up all the way from 17th to 31st of March, where the full moon happens. So that will be the usual 5 card spread for the all 12 star signs. And I will start as their astrological order from Aries all the way to Pisces. So now let me shuffle, and I will cope into Aries just to see, what they have to deal with during this full moon or new moon period of time, or what they need, what will await them there. And as well, if you're interested receiving these kind of reports personalized for you, make sure to check out my website, and there is there a section where you can make a subscription in order to start receiving such kind of reports which are personalized for you. Okay, so I'm done with shuffling about Aries, and let me cut and see what's going on with them. So the first card, as I said, 5 card spread. The first card will show the theme of this couple of week cycle, and the theme will be for Aries, the High Priestess. The second card is showing up the challenges. That will be the Page of Pentacles. The third card does expresses the intentions Aries best can exert into their situations. That will be the Two of Cups. The fourth card, excuse me, that expresses the lesson Aries needs to learn, that will be the Nine of Cups. And the fifth card, excuse me, like this. Okay, so the fifth card is going to be the Two of Wands, which is the energies Aries will have. So 3 cards expressing the material world, and 2 cards which are showing the astral world or the emotional world as well, unmaterial, anti-material world. And the first 3 cards here for Aries, they're showing that this particular period of time is going to be very peaceful, probably because Aries have been finishing a very grand work, very grand thing for them, and right now they are giving enough time to rest, which is totally normal. So I can congratulate you, Aries, that you have reached certain particular points. But why we do have the Page of Pentacles here as a challenge is just that, to define what should follow next. And we do have the theme of this cycle as a High Priestess, expressing a deep contemplation with oneself, what one wants to do from now on in order one to make one to feel happy. And this is all about this will be the theme of your month, Aries. So a grand achievement finishes just before that moon cycle, for what it seems for you, and now you have the time well deserved to rest and just to contemplate, guys, where your inner knowledge guides you toward, what you need to do, okay, from now on. And that should be entirely something you want to do. Your actions needs to be determined and yet compassionate toward it. Otherwise it's not going to happen, guys. Otherwise it's not going to bear fruits, the fruits that you truly expect from your next enterprise. That being said, as I said, totally calm period of time for Aries. What I can say about those which are hoping for more advance into their intimate life is that this advance is going to happen, but only if you're not shy, guys, to show how much emotions you have towards somebody or how ready you are to receive love from the world. And this is the intentional card. If this isn't about romance here, that depends on your personal situation. If this isn't romance, then your intentions needs to be focused entirely upon surrounding yourself and reaching harmony with the people that surrounds you, okay? So you can ignite love in everybody around you, love that will recharge you, recuperate you, give you strength moving on forward, etc., etc. But if you are interested in romantic advance and romantic unfoldment during this period of time, then shyness is the last thing you need to show to the world. and you need to be open for everybody that approaches you. The next couple of cards are showing the lesson, and then we do have the energies. So the lesson here shows guys, this card only have such an expression that yeah, you are gonna find yourself in a good spot, you know, finish a very hard work, and right now exerting the the benefits of it into your life. But should you stop here? Isn't life for a constant advance, for constant improvement? You know, should you not ask for a little bit more? Okay, so the lesson is not just asking for a little bit more, but also redirecting yourself into such direction that you are best at. Okay, into your career or either into your relationship. And the energies, lucky for you, as we do have the Two of Wands, will give you exactly the fields, or rather the horizon you need in order to scope out what direction you need to take on after you have finished that perfectly executed, meticulously executed job. So I can congratulate you for that, Aries. It does look like that for a change, guys, you will have that cycle totally for yourself, so you can define for your soul what you want to do from now on. And whatever you decide, I have no doubt in that it will be a right decision, and you will be very, very happy with the next agenda you are tackling with. So now let me shuffle and we can go to Taurus. Okay, Tauruses, your first card showing up the topic of this moon cycle will be the Page of Wands. The second card that does expresses the challenges you have to cope with, that will be the the Hermit. The third card, it is showing up intentions you need to have, or the intentions that will give best results during this lunar cycle. That will be the Justice card. The fourth card, that will be the lesson you're about to learn during this lunar cycle, Page of Swords. And the fifth card, it is the energies which are going to help you move through that lunar cycle and you can capitalize on. It will be the Ace of Pentacles. So it will be a very, very dynamic cycle for you. Let's first go through these cards, guys. So we have the topic, the challenges, and then we have the intentions. The challenge for you will be to have staying power. Okay, you will have no staying power, being eager to examine, being eager to jump into newness into your life, and that's a good thing. You know, you will have a lot of messages coming into your way, and these will be a material messages in the sense like texting, emails, phone calls, etc., etc., and all of them will be exciting. All of them will present you with something new that you can dapple your life, you know, with surprises. You'll be quite thrilled about that, because you know that will make your routine much more exciting. But the thing is, guys, here it's that many people will pull you from many directions. What I mean is that everybody will want your attention, or everybody will want to be with you, advancing on forward, either into your career or either into your relationship. Not to mention that you may start feeling constrained, especially if you are finding yourself following other people or working for other people, etc., etc., because all these messages, and they don't have to be also from people, you know, those can be also messages from your subconscious, okay, of ideas, very, very good ideas. And the problem for you will be the staying power. As I said, you may also feel restricted, and that may force you to start thinking of either changing your job, changing your relationship, or changing the place you work, or for the person that you're working, etc., etc. But the problem, but what you need to do, guys, as we have the justice, is to be grounded about those ideas. They are good, they are brilliant, but which one of them can be actually executed at this very moment with the resources you do have, that remains to be known. And that's why you have to be ready to make a certain, I can't say sacrifice, but reprioritization of your stuff, you know, putting the most accurate in execution wise thing, priority, you name it, in front of yourself, and focus only on it instead of being scattered around. We have the Hierophant, the Hermit here as a challenging card. It is because the Hermit always advises you guys to take a break. The Hermit always advises you to contemplate upon your, it's not inner wisdom, but it is inner yearning, okay? And analyzing which actions of yours will be accountable toward the situations you are in, toward the people you are in, you know, are you doing the right thing? And because you will be so dynamic and you will be full of vigor and of energy, energetic, it is the word I was searching for. That's why you may not put a second thought into, should I really slow down a little bit the motion and think about it straight and through. Very important here is, as you will, because this is about a passion, okay, you will be very passionate during this cycle, but not emotional. So emotions are different than passion, and the Hermit is asking you to analyze and examine your emotions and to discover which one is true emotion and which one isn't true emotion, okay? And by defining which one is true emotion and which isn't, then you will be able to make a very, very accountable decision of how you should proceed forward, or which of these brilliant ideas that you will have, or which of these brilliant messages that you will have worth advancing on at this very moment. I'm telling you, every one of these is worth advancing, but right now you can do so much, you know, upon them, and that's why you need to focus on the most seizable one, okay, instead of focusing on something that can develop in a couple of years from now. And we have then the lesson with the with the Page of Swords, and the energies with the Ace of Pentacles. So I will go with the energies first. First of all, guys, these energies are supporting you through success into your business and into your career. Regarding relationship wise, these energies are supporting the harmony into one relationship where both people, both partners are feeling very comfortable spending time with one another. But the lesson here, guys, is lying the most important card in that reading for you, Tauruses, is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords tells you that you should not allow anybody, and I mean anybody, to tell you what to do. You know what you need to do. You are this brilliant and innovative thinker, okay? You are independable thinker, and regardless of what you think about a certain situation, regardless how people finding it, it is your thought, it is your idea, and you have to follow it despite what people tells you. And this is why you may feel a little bit constrained, especially if you are dependable on other people, but that will change fairly soon, believe me in that. Okay, so next one, let me shuffle the next one. That will be Gemini. For you guys, we have the topic of the month, that of the lunar cycle, excuse me, that will be the Tower card. The second one is the challenges you need to overcome and you need to tackle with, that will be the Five of Swords. The third one is going to be the intentions you need to have, Three of Wands. The fourth one is the lesson you need to learn, that will be the Four of Swords. Very, very interesting reading, I can say. Maybe I will need a couple of seconds to contemplate on it, guys. And then the energies that are going to help you going through this period is going to be the Ten of Pentacles. First thing I can say to you, Gemini, is that you will go through a very, very major transformation, ultimately leading you toward a positive and better ending. But the whole situation could be forceful, in a sense that you will be left without any choice. Okay, in other words, the choice will be made for you, despite that you wanted to do it other way around. And the difficulty for you will be, guys, to submit and being succumbed by either people or situation, leaving you without choices. So what you can do here, as an intentional wise, we have the Three of Wands, is to how can I explain it? Get back to the roots of the matter, or rather try to restrict yourself, or get back to the already existing things for you, or existing patterns for you. This is probably happening. It's because you are either involved into a situation you have no control upon whatsoever, or it is because you went way too ahead of yourself and you made some very irrational decisions recently, very irrational actions, not being caring of the circumstances about them, or basically you didn't take under consideration your personal limits. This is what the cards are talking to me. And right now, guys, everything crumbles, and it crumbles not because of you, it crumbles, it is because it was supposed to. So you can repeat it again back into the future, but this time make it much, much more lucrative for you. So don't be afraid when the things start happening around you, when the things start crumbling around you. This crumble is going to happen is only to deprive you from bad options available in front of you. Okay, so every bad option that you have in front of you will simply start crumble and start deteriorating, while you may think that it is awesome option, you know. So for example, just to give you an example, Gemini, let's say that you plan to travel somewhere on vacation, and suddenly a problem starts to appear, kind of like your reservation have been cancelled, or it have been set into an error, or you know, the flights start delaying, etc., etc. This is happening, and you will not have ultimately your vacation. This is happening for your greater good, because something bad may happen while you are on that vacation. So you can accept these cards, guys, as the universe itself is going to protect you from going into the wrong path or to the wrong direction. It is just the universe has that kind of like a aggressive approach toward it. Now, what is important to know here is not to slumber spiritually, in a sense that you should not think that everything is against you, or the whole entire life is against you. It is against you, or you think that way. It is because, as I said, you have overrated your personal limits, or the things you can do, because you can do so much. What is yeah, basically what I can tell more about these cards, you know, is that the Tower sometimes, and most of the time, comes as a forceful transformation, and as a forceful transformation always comes with a unpleasant symptoms. As I said, ruin. Okay, but the ruin happens only where there is no potential whatsoever. And that's why the things which are left after that ruin and turmoil will be those that you can sprue upon, which is a good thing. So that's why we do have the lesson you need to learn here with the Four of Swords, telling you, Gemini, to take it easy, guys, and not to be way too clingy into that you cannot have everything. The Four of Swords is a card where you rather need to spend, or you should become aware of which people are faithful to you and start spending time with them, because they can give you a very sound, let's say, advices, because the true friend and the person that is faithful to you will never hide the truth from you. And as soon as you start experiencing these transformations happening around you, okay, excuse me, it is exactly where it is exactly when you need to surround yourself with those faithful people that will spare the truth from you with in any occasion. And the energies we do have the Ten of Pentacles is because regardless of those transformations which are happening with very unpleasant symptoms, guys, you will still have and maintain your personal independence. Not to mention that these transformations will not going to ruin the trust you have built up so long into the people around you. And on top of that, when you surround yourself with those kind of people willing to help you and willing to tell you the real truth about your situation, you will feel like you are around your family, you know. You will feel that you have found your family. But it is very broad reading, guys. It could relate to literally anything to your life. And I can suggest you to prepare for that in case you are watching this video before this this period of time, kind of like setting some money aside, you know, or make certain preparations for to avoid, I cannot say disaster, you know, but unpleasant circumstances. For example, you know that your car isn't running very well, there is something wrong with it, but it is still moving, you know. Just go to a mechanic, let it check it out, diminish that particular that particular situation from where your car for example could break in the middle of nowhere, etc., etc. It's just take these precautionary measures. And now let me shuffle and we can go to Cancer. Okay, so for Cancer, the first card that is showing up the topic of this lunar cycle is going to be the King of Wands. The second one, it is showing up the challenges they need to overcome. Again, we have the Five of Swords, but this time the reading is totally different. The third one, it is the intentions one needs to have. That will be the Ten of Swords. The fourth one, it is going to be the lesson one needs to learn. That will be the Eight of Swords. And the last one is going to be the energies which you need to overcome, Cancer. That will be the Three of Swords. So guys, there will be some actions you gotta take during this lunar cycle which you highly dislike, but in order to advance forward with your things, these actions needs to be taken. Unfortunately, these are all these three cards talking about. So what you're gonna struggle against, that is the Five of Swords, or the sense of self-righteousness. I hope that I'm explaining it correctly. You will know that whatever you need to do either is going to deprive people from their jobs, or either is going to hurt certain people, but it cannot be avoided, Cancers, and you have to do it. For example, let's say that you are a tarot reader, guys, and people comes to you and you have to deliver that tough message, you know, and you have to do it. That will make them people cry. That will make people, I can't say disappointed, but hurt, but it is the truth. So you are some sort of a truth deliverer here, okay, in case you are dealing with communications. But regardless of that, These are unavoidable actions during this lunar cycle, guys, which you need to do, and these actions will not be taken very lightly, nor from you, nor from the people around you. They will hurt you in a certain way, emotionally, what I mean, and mentally as well. Under mentally, I mean that you will have these unpleasant thoughts within yourself that in kind of like hoping to the very last moment that these certain actions need to be avoided. But this is what responsibility means. You are a leader during this lunar cycle, leader of something, either of a team, of a work, or either of your relationship or your family, etc., etc. And you have to make the tough calls, and the tough calls is what you're going to do. So what you need to do, guys, with here, as we do have the intentions, is the Ten of Swords. You simply have to do it, okay? So it can go away relatively relatively faster the more you postpone certain decision or an action. It will make it even more harder, you know. Now that comes to my mind, this could also reflect that detective going to a certain family and telling them that they have found a body, you know, and that body is the son or the daughter of their family. I hope that it is not that, you know, but let's knock on a wood. And yeah, these kind of actions, guys, or if you are, for example, a supervisor in your work and you are really attached to a certain worker there, and your boss from upstairs tells you we don't need them, you have to tell them that they have to go away, you know, they are fired, and you have to deliver that tough news. These kind of actions you will have to execute during this lunar cycle. But this is all because you are finding yourself into a position where you're a leader and you have to behave like a leader. What I mean is that during this lunar cycle, guys, you should not show your weaknesses, and you need to be totally professional when it comes to job. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that you will call the tough shots. Somebody has to do it, and I hope you get paid for that. So if you're feeling that you are not getting enough for doing this kind of dirty work, you will have to ask for it. And the lesson you're about to learn with the Eight of Swords is exactly that. It is unavoidable. Basically, it has to happen, you know, and if you don't do it, somebody else will, but at least you can do it your own way. You can be a little bit more gentle. You can diminish and shrink, you know, the bad emotions and the bad feelings out of that. And I don't know if this is good, but these things will not happen on you. I mean, you will not be the one suffering from the consequences, but you have to deliver the bad news or make the actions which other people needs to suffer consequences. And the energies which are going to support you is the Three of Swords, and luckily enough, these energies will allow you to heal your thoughts and your emotions fairly quickly after these events happen, guys. So it will be tough at the start, but in a couple of days you will know deep down within yourself, and you will be convinced, which isn't a bad thing. And convinced, I don't mean that you are wrongly convinced, but accurately convinced that you did the right thing. It was tough to do it. Okay, so now let me shuffle and we can go to Leo. Let me drink up. That's coffee, by the way. I like to drink my coffee slowly, like people are drinking wine or a hard alcohol. You know, I'm drinking my coffee slowly. It's how I enjoy it. Okay. So for Leo, the first card showing up, the topic of their month, that will be the Seven of Pentacles. The second card showing up, the challenges they need to tackle with, that will be the Death card. The third card is showing up the intentions Leo needs to have, that will be the Wheel of Fortune. The fourth card, it is the lesson Leo needs to learn, and they will learn it the hard way right now. That will be the World card. And the last one is going to be the energies. That will be the Ace of Wands. So Leo will have to redirect during this lunar cycle, they will have to redirect their efforts. Something is coming into an ending, guys. That could be a project, that could be a job, or it could be a relationship. Either way, you will not want to end it, okay? But regardless of that, there is nothing anymore in it for you. It could be also friendship, you know, that is very broad. It may be related as well to multiple aspects of your life, but regardless of that, you are going to go through an ending here, the Death card. And as a challenge, it will be tough for you to take on that ending. So the topic here will be you self-pitying yourself and commiserating upon it, which is totally wrong, guys, and you should not do it, because with one ending comes a new beginning. You need to know the Death card, although accepted as a very negative card from the most, let's say, I can't say tarot readers, but people, it is actually a positive card, because the Death card says that something that already died, it will be lifted off your shoulders, so you have more room for a newness to embark into your life. And I am totally concerned about you, because with the Seven of Pentacles as a topic of the month, I am not sure with this card that you are wanting that newness to come. And as you can see here, the controversy, guys, between these two, you will sit mocking and pitying yourself for losing that thing as the falling pentacle, okay, while the universe presents you numerous chances to start something new, like a new project, new job, new relationship. So please, guys, wake up and do something with that aspect of your life. Yeah, it ended. Okay, nothing you can do about it. As a matter of fact, many of you may have postponed that ending for quite a long time, knowing that they are involved, for example, into an empty relationship where there are no emotions anymore whatsoever, but you are so get used to spending time with this person or living with this person that you can't imagine the world without them. Well, guess what? There is a world without them, and you are about to rediscover that particular world. And as we do have the World card as a lesson, guys, this lesson is exactly what I've said until now. One thing ends, another thing comes around. Okay, what comes around goes around, and what goes around comes around. So this will be a new beginning into the same aspect of your life that you have just so-called lost. You need to know that when the Death comes into a negative position, also symbolizes a over exaggeration upon the loss one suffers, even though one knows that the loss is not that severe. So this is a false sense of loss, okay, while incapable to truly see that it's not even a loss, you know, but actually in reality you are gaining from it, and what you're gaining is the opportunity, and not just the opportunity but the new beginning. So Leo, wake up, guys. Do not self-pity yourself, do not commiserate about it, do not slumber yourself, do not close yourself into your home and crying and etc. etc. Just put a brave smile upon your face, guys. Do your makeup, go out, empathize with other people, you know, build up these very good connections and relationships, or start seeking for different job, because it will be given to you. We have this card as an energy, and the energies themselves will present you with something new. This is card of a new beginning, upon something that ended. or upon something that is about to end. This is the second chance you got, but not a second chance with the same person or with the same company, but the second chance with the same kind of person or the same kind of company. So don't waste it, guys. Wake up. Okay, so that was for Leo, and now let me shuffle again. We can go to Virgo. Okay, Virgos, the first card showing up the theme of this lunar cycle is going to be for you the Ten of Wands. The second card that is showing up the difficulties you need to overcome, that will be the Ten of Swords. The third card, it is showing up the intentions you need to have, that will be the King of Cups. Let me show them, let me put them down. The fourth card showing up the lesson you need to learn, guys, that will be the Magician card. And the fifth one showing up the energies, that will be the Ace of Swords. So Virgo, this lunar cycle, it's okay. So this lunar cycle will be that urge for you to prove yourself worthy about something, or that you are worth more than you think people are valuing you for. And guys, you need to take it easy here with these three cards. The Ten of Wands is showing how much responsibilities you will place upon yourself consciously. This is what I'm talking about. So you kind of, for example, into your career, you will take every kind of project given to you, even if you are suggested for it. People will tell you, for example, hey, you know, I have that kind of job, can you take it? And you say, yeah, I can take it. So you can show how eager you are to work, how much you can take on, and etc, etc. And what you're going to do from that, guys, is just finding yourself stuck into all the responsibilities you have taken without being obliged to do so. So what I'm trying to say here is you, Virgo, should know your limits, and especially, guys, when it comes to double life in the sense that it is not only your career in line, but also you have a kids in your home, or you have a people that counts on you apart from your job, for example. You should spread your time accordingly, okay? You are, as I said, not obliged to take all these responsibilities and all these tasks in front of you. As a matter of fact, here, as we do have the King of Cups as an intentions, you need to take on only the lucrative offers or the lucrative propositions, and to the rest you simply need to learn to say no. You just say, no, I cannot do it right now because I'm occupied with something else, or it's not now, or now it's not the time. You know, be guys, calm, humble, and professional about your expression with people, saying them that right now either it's not the good time, or right now, or you cannot do it in general, not because you lack the skills, but because you lack the time for that. Ten of Swords is only a reminder here that you will have difficulties denying those people or deflecting the offer. That is all about here. This is why we have that card, because you will want to show how, I don't know the English word exactly, that you are giving yourself to everybody but to yourself. Okay, so basically you are sacrificing from your personal life so you can please others. which is the wrong thing to do according to these cards. As a matter of fact, there's an intention here with the King of Cups, guys. You have to be very careful whom you are giving your kindness, because the King of Cups does not give kindness to everybody. The King of Cups gives kindness only to those proven to be faithful, loyal, and also ready to jump into fire for the person, for the individual. So you don't have to be liked by everybody. You can be liked only from one person, but this person worth it. Okay, and that should be your aim during this lunar cycle. Apart from that, everything will go smooth. There is no threat about your career. There is no threats about your relationship, guys. The only threats you can build up, it is on your own, by you taking way too much things in your basket and not being able to carry on that basket moving on forward. And the lesson you need to learn here with the Magician card is that with swift and polite communications, you can basically negotiate out everything. It is very important here as well to use, guys, as a lesson, to use your free time to obtain new skills or new knowledge, you know, like a qualification. For example, if you do have time, sign up for some courses. These courses will contribute for your advancement, for your improvement, for a big time in the future. And the last card that we do have, that will be the energies which are going to support you. Ace of Swords. You will have no issue whatsoever, guys, saying the truth. And as well, scoping is whatever it is proposed to you to take, lucrative or not, beneficial or not. And as I said, you should go only for that which can give you some benefits. You should not take on and agree into something only to please somebody that most likely does not give a crap about your performance. The only thing you have done with that kind of action is to make their life easier for sacrificing the easiness of your personal life. So that was for you, Virgo. I hope, guys, that you truly, I felt such a relief in a moment I learned to say no to people, because you need to know that, or this is something I go with, you know, that everybody goes with their own faith. Okay, and if they don't help themselves, nobody else will be able to help them. I mean, you cannot make their kids, well, you can, but this is not right. You cannot deal with their responsibilities. You cannot deal with their duties. Okay, well, one is into a situation, unavoidable situation, you know, it's good to help, but to help just for the idea to make someone else's life easier, no, you gotta make your life easier, Virgos. So now let me shuffle and we can go to Libra. Okay, so the first card for you, Libra, showing up the topic of this lunar cycle, that will be the Ace of Swords. The second card expressing the challenges you gotta overcome, that will be the Eight of Wands. The third card, guys, is showing up the intentions you gotta have, that will be the Tower card. The fourth card is showing up the lesson you need to learn, that will be the Nine of Swords. And the last card, it is the energies which are going to support you. This is going to be the Two of Pentacles. So the message is fairly similar to the one of Virgos, but in a different way. Now here, instead of not taking on responsibilities, guys, you got to. Okay, these cards are only showing the you will know during this cycle, or something will give you a hint here that the position you're finding yourself is either unjust or unfair. And waiting that the situation will improve on its own accord simply isn't going to happen. Not to mention that with these cards, guys, you will have the windows of opportunity to change your circumstances in your situations numerous times. The only problems will be the reluctancy of you taking on these opportunities and altering your outcome, because you will be afraid of the consequences of that. Maybe you are feeling insecure about your future. Just to give you an example, let's say that you are trying to move alone from your family, okay, or trying to find a job, but because we do have these cards, you have to give up certain security for newness. You know, it's kind of like giving up certain security and for newness, as I said, and that alone will place some new responsibilities upon your shoulder. However, even though at the start is going to be very tough and difficult, well, not very tough and difficult, it's just is going to, that feeling of insecurity will gonna make it tough and difficult. You the intentional wise with the Tower card, you gotta do it. You need to seek on your own intentionally that transformation of your life toward the better, and that transformation only can be reached, guys, through you forcing up that particular change, which is shaking down the foundation of your life. And as I said, if the foundation of your life is your career, you have to shake down your career. If the foundation of your life is your family, you have to shake down your family, so you can probably find new family for yourself, kind of like you know, husband and children, etc. Or you can do basically whatever you are after, because the topic here is that the more you spend time into that lunar cycle contemplating, the more you will understand that something needs to change. But it's not going to change on its own, guys. You have to be the driving force of that change, striving for the better, going for the better. And as one fights for his own personal rights and for his own improvement of the circumstances, always goes through some unpleasant symptoms, unpleasant circumstances, but the challenges are to be overcome, guys. Not to, just saying that you will be afraid to take on that first step, but once you do that first step, from there we will have something like an avalanche. You know, it will snowball. We will have the snowball effect. Excuse me about the avalanche expression. It is in our country how we say it. You know, it will be a snowballing effect. So only the first step toward that transformation in your life takes courage. From there, everything will start happening. And it's the lesson basically here with the Nine of Swords, guys, that you are worrying in vain. Sooner or later, you will have to take on that step. You cannot live like this forever, you know, being stifled by somebody else's life or by the situation itself, being constrained, unless these constraints are not your own personal constraints, and you have to do something about it. And when you do something for yourself, of course, you have to take responsibilities for these actions, which there is nothing wrong about it. The good thing here with that card is that you are very mindful about these consequences, okay? And I do sense with these cards that you Libras will do it in a painless way possible, and everybody will benefit from that, guys. Just a little bit more courage, it is needed. And the energy card for you, that will be the Two of Pentacles, flawless execution into embarking in insecurity, guys. You will be so adaptable that you will be amazed from yourself. Everything that you thought it is unknown, and it could go any kind of way, you will adapt it and you will shape it based on your personal understanding, based on your personal expectations. So there is nothing there to surprise you, and these energies which are helping you during that period of time will make sure of that. So whatever comes in your way after you initiate that transformation, well, you will be able to tackle and exert it in your plans flawlessly and meticulously. So Have courage, Libras, and do what is best for you. The universe asks for it. Okay, so now let me shuffle and we can go to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpios, the topic of this lunar cycle for you will be the Six of Swords. The challenges you need to overcome is going to be the Five of Swords. Oh man, the intentions for you will be the Ace of Swords. The lesson you need to learn, that will be the King of Cups, and the energies that will support you, that will be the Three of Pentacles. So we had that for Cancer, I believe, where Cancer had to do something which is necessary, you know, it's unavoidable. Scorpio will have to do the same thing, but this time it is about information. It is about saying, delivering. It is not necessarily the bad news, but it is the truthful news, okay? And it is not definitive, is this people gonna like it or not, but regardless of that, guys, you have to stick to the truth. So this particular lunar cycle will have nothing to do with action. It will be more like communication wise, okay? So you have to confront either your partners into your career or your co-workers into your relationship, or, you know, business partners, etc., etc., and try to, well, how can I place it in words, guys? Try to make them see the things in your way, because your way is the exact accurate way of how things are. It is just people are delusional around you. And in order to do that, we have the Five of Swords. In order to do that, maybe you will have to use some harsh words. Sometimes people only can see the truth when they get humiliated and when they get proven wrong. So you will have it a tough time, guys, but you need to keep on to your word, and you need to keep on to your understanding. What is best for you to do is just confront them and lead those open conversations. That is the best way that you can make people see the situations from your perspective, because your perspective, as I said, is the true perspective. Not to mention that you have something in mind here that I do sense from these cards that you want to execute in the future, something like a plan, something like initiation. It's just you are reluctant to trust people, or you are reluctant about the matter of, is this people gonna follow you, you know, because they will not probably face it with a very positive feelings, you know. They will be quite skeptical that it's gonna work, but it is gonna work, and you have to prove them with words. You have to prove to them with words that it's going to work, and that will happen only by you pointing their mistakes and their failures in the past, kind of like diminishing the options available in front of them. Yeah, I know that this is sneaky and surreptitious, but that is the only way people will see from your perspective, because it is crucial for your advance moving forward. Not to mention that the topic for you will be a very brave steps moving toward improving your circumstances through communication, as I said. The only issue here is making people bad, making people feeling or thinking bad, so they can see the situation from your perspective. You know what? People deserved it, because they didn't believe you either in the past, or they had doubts in you. You know, they didn't give you the opportunities you required in order to be successful, or in order to be lucrative. And right now there is no other option available but your option available. And because people doesn't want to admit that you have been right, they will start talking shenanigans and bullshit, you know, of how it is because whatever, you know, thing failed. But no, it is because them, it's because they didn't believe in you, and that's why you have to make them pay for it, in a sense that they need to acknowledge it, and they will when you confront them with their failures and with their mistakes, which you have been involved in, and right now they have nothing else to do but to try it your way, and your way will be the right way to one thing should advance forward, and it will improve your circumstances and their circumstances in a great way. And now the lesson you need to learn here is the King of Cups, and that card shows, guys, that you should be stone cold when you do these confrontations. You should show absence of emotions, even if you do have them within you whatsoever, because people right now, or the situations in this lunar cycle, does not need your emotional state. They need your professionalism, they need your keen mind, they need your intuition. There is an intuition from emotions, but there is also an intuition from a mental state, so they need your accurate judgment and decision, guys. And also you need to be as well being able to deliver the approach forward as a proposition. You know, you should know, although you have to point to these people about their mistakes and what they did wrong, you know, and how they failed, your proposition, or the proposition of your points of view, should be something like a proposition. A proposition, in the sense that you need to make them think that they do have a choice here, but the obvious choice is to follow you, and they will. So the energy shows that people will succumb to your idea. They will realize how wrong they were, and they will help you to push it forward. Energy shows that these people will, once convinced that your way is the true way, either establishing one relationship these cards could implant or exert into you talking with a potential suitor, you know, or with your boss. These people seeing it your way, as I said, they will be totally succumbed into that idea, and they will do anything in order to see it through. And they will, because you will receive a support through development with these cards, as with that card as an energy card, as well as a very, very faithful followers for you building up the foundation of your future success. Okay, so now let me shuffle, and we will go to Sagittarius. Well, yeah, Scorpio, do not spare truth, guys. It's the last thing you want here, to spare truths into people. Or when talking with people, you know. Okay, so Sagittarius. The first card showing up the topic, guys, that will be the Page of Swords. The second card showing up the lesson you need, not the lesson, excuse me, the difficulties or the challenges you gotta tackle with, that will be the Two of Swords. The third card is showing up the intentions you should have. That will be the High Priestess. Let me leave these three cards aside. The fourth card showing up the lesson you need to learn. That will be the Hermit card, and the last one is going to be the energies which are going to support you. That will be the Three of Wands. First of all, guys, that will be a rather peaceful cycle for you. Peaceful in a sense that well, let me put it that way. This cycle is all about you not repeating a mistake, or doing a mistake moving along the way. Okay, so in this cycle from 17th to 31st of March, you will be very impatient to do something that you have figured out, or something that came up to you as an idea, and every single body around you will try to convince you otherwise. Guess what? They are right. You should not do it right, at least not right now, okay? Maybe it's not your thing to do. So you, Sagittarius, should and need to calm down, guys, because otherwise you are charging toward a place you don't want to be, place of fights, place of arguments, place of a very, very bad interactions with people. You can deprive yourself from a huge amount of friends. You may deprive yourself from certain opportunities as well. So guys, at this time, as much as I don't want to say it, others knows better. You are learning. Accept yourself as a apprentice during this particular period of time, and you need to listen to others. You need to listen, especially for those who are having much greater experience than you do into these fields that these cards have implantation toward. So what you need to do here, the High Priestess, it is just do what you are supposed to, in a sense, career-wise, do what you have been given to do from your bosses or supervisors, and in relationship-wise, it is just spend more time with your partner and follow what they want. It is only thing you need to do, because intentional-wise, guys, the High Priestess shows strengthening one's soul and allowing our inner wisdom to guide us. And as we do have the Page of Swords, this isn't about inner wisdom. This is about spontaneous thinking, okay? So instead of allowing your spontaneous thinking to lead you into a direction which may make you end up into a no escape situation, allow your inner wisdom to drive you, guys. And the inner wisdom only can be achieved through silence and through solitude, contemplation, meditation, if you want to say it that way. So despite that your body wants activity, okay, your mind wants activity, your soul will want peace during this lunar cycle, and you gotta give it that peace, because we have a lesson here, and that is the Hermit card. And the Hermit card in your case, Sagittarius, says that not everything you can see is meant for you, okay? And you have to find out what exactly is meant for you, and that could happen only through solitude and through peace, and carefully analyzing your feelings and emotions. So even though your mind is going to be more active than usual, and your thoughts are going to be more active than usual during this lunar cycle, guys, you need to follow your emotions, okay, and your intuition. So this period of time for you, Sagittarius, will be a fight, but not with something exterior, but with yourself, okay? The urge of wanting to jump into something while you don't, and you should not go for it, okay? Because the truth is that you're still learning here. You're still learning, and not to mention that there is a piece of information missing yet. What's going on? Jesus. My neighbors. Okay, so there is a piece of information missing that you need to wait it out. As soon as you wait it out and it comes around, that will happen after March, after end of March, you know, then you will know what you need to do. But right now you only have the impression that you know what you need to do and where that particular agenda will lead you toward. In reality, that's not the case. And the energy card, that is the Three of Pentacles. And only this card shows, guys, that if you focus right now on your current existing deeds and things, projects, relationships, etc., you will be very successful in them, okay? So you should not by any means try something new and something different, despite that your mind will want it. It will be a tough, as I said, period of time for you, Sagittarius, fighting with oneself. Okay, so the next one, that will be Capricorns. One second. Okay, so Capricorns, the topic of your month, of this lunar cycle, excuse me, that will be the Eight of Pentacles. The second card is showing up the challenges you gotta overcome. That will be the Wheel of Fortune. The third card, it is the intentions you need to have. That will be the Queen of Wands. The fourth card here, guys, that will be the lesson you need to learn. This is the Four of Pentacles. And the last one, it is the energies which are going to help you. That will be the Hangman. Guys, this is totally career orientated, and you should focus only upon making money. This should be your focus, because this is what is given to you during this particular week and this particular cycle, excuse me. And probably you are thinking, well, why do we have the Wheel of Fortune here in a negative position as a challenges? Well, this is because the things will be very, very dynamic and very, very swift and fast. You know, you will have, for example, you have to make something right now in this very moment, or the time will squeeze you, the wheel will spin. You know, you probably will have to attend into things that you don't know why you are attending to these things, but you do have to. You know, that card in this position, position shows that you will have too many things to cope with. That will be it will make you a slave to your job, but in the same time it will pay off. So what you need to do here is to follow your business sense, acute business sense, guys, and also being very also follow the sense of understanding of the human nature. In other words, if you work with people, then you will know which people are good at something and which people are good at something different, so you can utilize their capabilities on 100% potential. Not, for example, not placing a cooker, you know, a chef to let's say to wash dishes, okay, and the dishwasher to be a chef. This is what I'm trying to say. Try to utilize the capability, the positive capabilities of the people that are working for you or working around you in the best possible way. And you will be very, very busy here with the Eight of Pentacles, guys. Not to mention that this card shows that a project, after a very thorough preparation, it is finally starting. So you will be, as I said, very busy. You will also probably will have to work extra hours, but all this will be lucrative. All this will earn you money, because we do have the lesson here, and that will be the Four of Pentacles for you. And the lesson is that only through work, only through doing what you are best in, will create the comfort you have been deprived probably recently or in the past, you know, and you're trying to regain it. So this lunar cycle for you Capricorns is all about regaining back the comfortable state you have been in and doing what you're feeling comfortable with, through a hard work, seeing the opportunity that is coming in your way and following your business sense, you know, acute business sense and sense of the human nature. Well, but you are probably going to ask them why we do have the energies you know, as a hangman. That is a bad card. Ooh. No, it's not a bad card. It is rather unpleasant card. And the energies are showing that you are about to see your career and your life in a very different perspective. You will change priorities. Okay, the energies will make you change priorities. And as an energy card, it is showing that the time of stall have been almost ending, and right now you are most likely finding yourself on a crossroad and you have to choose your path. Okay, basically the skies darken are setting back to light again, guys. So I'm happy for you. You will be able to make money during this lunar cycle, or the very least you will be able to build up the very foundations of which you will be very, very beneficial money wise, lucrative, in other words. So now let me shuffle and we can go to Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, your topic of the lunar cycle, that will be the Hierophant. Then the second one is going to be the challenges, that will be the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the Ace of Swords as their own intentions. Then that will be the lesson, and we have the energies. Okay, so the lesson and the energies, and here are the first three cards. A lot of major arcana, that will be an important topic or important lunar cycle for you Aquariuses, but this time for a change it will not concern you directly. What I'm trying to say here, guys, is that you will be a mentor or someone is going to follow you and you have to teach them upon something while you need to tackle with your personal responsibilities during the month, guys. So you will have either an apprentice or someone will try to fit into your life, maybe a potential suitor, you know, and you need to teach them how that can be done. Now what you need to do here during this lunar cycle, what your intentions needs to be, so you can make this person fit well with the circumstances, is the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords shows here that you need to place them into uncomfortable situations. Okay, so they can learn it the hard way, because the Ace of Swords shows that for you and for them as well, only a misfortune can force the very brave actions to alter outcome and to improve personal circumstances. Okay, so you need to seek that place of uncomfortability to put these people around so they can see for themselves why one thing is done that way. Okay, apart from that, guys, this cycle will be totally normal. As the Hierophant says, everything will go exactly the way you are expecting it and the way you build it. Not to mention that if regards to career wise, then you will work very faithfully upon your things. And also this card shows that people will trust you during this lunar cycle, so you have to be very careful what you are saying to them, and that's why you need to tell them the truth and only the truth, because people will trust you and you don't want to betray that trust. But many people from your family, from your friends, will come for counsel, they will come for advice to you, and they will seek that liberation from their issues through the wisdom of your words. And yeah, your words are wise, but in the same time they need to be true, they need to be justified with something. Merely theoretical explanations will not gonna give you the results you want, and this is all that you will find yourself surrounded with faithful people afterwards, people that have unconditional trust in you. And the lesson you need to learn Now, why this is happening, why this cycle is not about you, but it is about the people that are around you, guys. Because we do have the Sun card as a lesson, and the Sun card as a lesson in your case says that your happiness, the truth about your happiness, or how you will feel truly happy, is when you make the other people happy. You will be the one who rallies. You will be the one who breeds enthusiasm into your co-workers or into your friends. You will be the one who cheers up with us, with advices, as I said, and with positive attitude, and people will find you as a kind of like a unreplaceable subject. It's not even subject, but irreplaceable part of their life. Okay. And last, we have the energies. That will be the Star card, and it basically says the same thing, guys, that no matter how many people you need to attend to, you will be that. I don't know if you realize that, Aquarius, but you will be the hope deliverer here. You will deliver hope to people. You will deliver hope to your child, to your husband in case, or wife in case you have such, to your friend, to your boss. Everybody will feel better when they are around you, and these energies, guys, are going to make you an example, and an example of success, and an example of how life should be led, and an example of consistency as well. Not to mention that these energies will allow you guys to start something with a very long-term prospect. Okay, but the main focus here of this week, of this lunar cycle for you Aquarius, is to make the others happy, because through their happiness you will find your own personal happiness. Okay, and now let me shuffle, guys, and last but not least, we are going to Pisces. Okay, the topic of your month Pisces, of your lunar cycle Pisces, that will be the Emperor. Then the second one is going to be the challenges you need to overcome. That will be the Knight of Cups. The third one, it is the intentions you need to have. That will be the High Priestess. Lesson you need to learn, the Nine of Swords. And the energies which are going to support you, that will be the Temperance. So during this lunar cycle, you will have to tackle with a person which will seriously aggravate you, not because they are lazy, guys, not because they don't want to do the things your way, but it is because they are not as active, or they are not as consistent as you are. Okay. Either career or either relationship, maybe your partner is not consistent as you want them to be, or maybe someone that you're working with is not consistent as you want to be, and this is what that cycle is all about. Okay, maintaining the order, maintaining the maintaining the team on track, maintaining your relationship on track, or maintaining your, as I said, team in work on track. What is important here to mention is to realize that everybody has their own personal opinion, you know, and no matter how much you are explaining yourself, they will never be able to see it your way, or they will, because they cannot see where you are coming from. And that's totally normal, guys, because for what it seems, you are coming from deep down, you are drawing from a very source of the wisdom. Okay, and they are thinking of that person here is a little bit more primitive, and not because they're stupid or something else, but because they don't have the necessary experience in order to do so. So unfortunately for you, Pisces, this month you have to be a babysitter on a certain point, that you need to babysit that person and monitoring their performance, either into your career or either into your relationship. And when they do something inappropriate, you need to jump into next to them and say, no, this isn't done the right way, you know, you do it that way and that way, so you can maintain control upon the situation. If you leave them on their own, not just they will screw up, but also they will set out of control your personal situation, either into your career or either into your relationship. So you need to present yourself as someone with an iron hand here, or you will be someone with an iron hand. You will be the one who calls the shots, and I hope you can do that accurately. What is important with the Emperor, guys, is that to remember that the dignity does not dictate the whole truth to be told all the time. You know, you need to tell to that people, or to that person, only what they need to hear, or only what they have to hear, okay? Because otherwise they will start asking questions, or they will find it very inappropriate to do certain thing. And the problem with this kind of person is that if they are not happy with what they are doing, they will not do it, or they will do it rather not meticulous as it needs to be, okay? So intentional wise is just move through that period of time, okay? Try to be calm, try to remind yourself that nobody is born taught, and you have to be the one who teach them how to perform, either into career or either into relationship. But the end will worth it, okay? And the lesson you need to learn here during this cycle is the Nine of Swords, and that is in that particular case, guys, it's a very broad lesson saying you that you should not be very hasty with your presumptions about what could happen after a certain execution, because it will be out of your hands when that person is performing, you know, and you may be worried. That it's kind of like a coach, let's say a dancing coach, who is watching the troupe performing dance, and it's kind of eating their fingers, being worried about the flawlessness of performance, while at the end the performance is above average and they can relieve themselves. So don't be worried, you know, before the tragedy, which is not going to happen, but before the tragedy in a sense of a failure happens, because it's never going to happen, and you will find your worries totally in vain. What I'm trying to say is believe in yourself, that you can be the one who takes control, okay, and teach someone to move forward in the frame of that control you're taking. But to do that, you need to have an iron hand. And the Temperance here as an energy shows that nothing will be able to aggravate you. You will be very patient, and you will find not just that, guys, but you will find the correct way to communicate with different subjects, with different people, because the Knights of Cups may also symbolize different people, okay? And you will find the subject or the way how to communicate with every single subject. But what is the best thing here, guys, with this card is that you will win the submission of those people. Submission, I mean that they will gladly follow you, and they will gladly execute your askings through compassion and through solidarity that you're going to show them, not through a brute force and demands. You know, you will not try to succumb them that way, but through solidarity and through compassion. And not to mention that the Temperance cards also shows healing energy, so you may heal your soul and your mind during this lunar cycle. That being said, guys, this was the tarot reading for the new moon into Pisces, happening on 17th of March 2018. I hope you enjoyed it and you liked it. And in case you are interested in a private reading with me, everything you need to know about it will be listed down there in the description of the video. That being said, Rad signing out now, guys. I love you. See you next time. Bye.